Michael Myers was not in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, y'all. Y'all probably already knew this, but I wasn't aware of this until I was probably like in my late 20s or early 30s. I'm 42 years old, by the way. And I'm pretty sure I look 42. And I love the fact that I look 42. But as a person who watch a lot of horror movies, I felt like, I don't know, I felt very confused because I'm like, how did I not know this? And then I thought about it. Well, back when I used to watch the Halloween movies during the month of October as a kid, if you live in Houston, Texas, it will come on like on Channel 39, Channel 26, Channel 20, and they'll show a marathon. They'll show the first one, the second one, and the third one. This is before the fourth one came out. And I would watch the marathons. But the way they did the marathon is they would, after the third movie went off, the first one would come back on. All right. So I would go outside, come back in. I'm like, okay. So I would go outside and come back in, and I wouldn't be paying attention which one was on, and I'll watch it until it go to a commercial, and then we didn't have DVR back then. We had a VCR, but we wasn't recording stuff like that, and it was mostly ones in my grandparents' house. My grandparents, you know what? They didn't like us to have a VCR on there because they'll say it'll mess up the TV and stuff. Just like they wouldn't let us play video games on it. They say, you're going to mess up my TV. You're not playing them video games, plugging that VSR in our TV. But anyways, all right, there I go, thinking about stuff. You know, it will all feel like it all blended in. Sometimes maybe as one movie or whatever. So when I finally rewatched it, because I got older, I'm like, oh, where's Michael Myers? Then I did some research, and they wanted to make it like an anthology series. So kind of like a Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt, or whatever. Okay, and that was gonna be the end of Michael Myers. And when I watched this movie, it's not a bad movie. To me, when I watch it now, it feels like watching Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, because I felt like that was the best Black Panther movie you could have possibly made at that time if you was not going to use T'Challa. Was it perfect? No. But all right. If you feel like it's a good movie, it would have been a great movie if T'Challa was in it. So Season of the Witch, I feel like it's an entertaining movie to watch. It's not on my top 20 or top 50 favorite horror movies, but I will watch it. But I think it's pretty good. It's decent. Put Michael Myers in there, it'll go from decent to good. If you thought it was good, put Michael Myers in there, go from good to great. But it is entertaining. But I'm glad that that movie was made because it gave them a chance to see that, hey, we tried to do this without Michael. Just like the 94 Bulls tried to win a championship without Michael Air Jordan. They got to the semifinals. That's fine. But guess what? No championship. So what they had to do, Scottie Pippen say, Mike, come back. John Carpenter, Walter Hill, all them, Mustafa Akkad, they say, hey, we got to bring Michael Myers back, because we want to make good movies and make money. Because everybody was drawn to Michael Myers. When people are buying costumes and the mask of your character, you stick with that character. Now you got to build it around that character. You got to buy into that. Yeah, I know initially you had it planned to be an anthology series, but what brought the people in? Michael Myers. That's what brought the people in. But after watching it, and when I watch, and I think about that, the fact that they want to do this whole anthology series, I'm very familiar with Halloween 1 and 2. And the amazing thing about it, every year when I rewatch it, I learn something new. I think of different ideas and stuff. And I think with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, this is the season of the witch. My singing is trash. They should have did it where they should have made it a prequel, and they could have finished the story of Charlie Bowles. You remember Charlie Bowles in Halloween 1, when Dr. Loomis was walking in the graveyard with the what do you call the person that works in the graveyard worker, and he was telling the story of Charlie Bowles, and he said Charlie Bowles did the same thing to his family that Michael Myers did to his family 15 years earlier. And it seems like a similar situation, And it's like, you know what? they should have talked about that, or they should not talk about. They should have made that story in Season of the Witch instead of Season of the Witch. But I get it. You know, they had an idea, they wanted to try it out, and they did, and it wasn't as successful. But it's still an entertaining movie, and I'm glad I watched it. But like I say, man, I felt like, oh no, I felt like I felt confused, but I felt like, okay, well, a reality that happened in my childhood, I found out that it was false because I always thought Michael Myers was in that one. But anyway, share your thoughts. Let me know what y'all think. Did y'all always think that Michael Myers was in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? I'm talking about, like, if you hadn't watched the movie in a long time and when you thought about Halloween 3, did you think about whether or not if Michael Myers was in there or not? Because all the other movies, they got Michael Myers in it. But, like, so that's why I'm like, wow. But, you know, anyway, share your thoughts. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble and ramble. Thank you for tuning in to the Game Podcast. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.